This empty desert looked like it had nothing going for it, so I transformed it into a fully detailed desert village. Complete with a pyramid overlooking the village, a detailed waterfront with docks and fishing boats, a busy market street filled with shops and stalls, and various side streets with various businesses. I've also created custom palm trees and landscaping, and fully decorated interiors inside every major building. As you watch this video, think about what building style or biome I should take on next. And if you get inspiration from this build, remember to leave a like and subscribe. The first thing I needed was a good location, so I found this world seed with a desert at spawn. And what made this especially interesting was the nearby mesa biome. And there's also 4 naturally generating desert villages nearby, which made this entire area already feel like a much larger desert region. Before placing any buildings, I needed to create a layout that would make the village feel more natural. I made the pathways wide enough to feel like actual village streets, but narrow enough so that the buildings would still feel close together. And using only one block would have made the roads feel flat, so the variation helps them blend naturally into the desert. Once I had the pathways marked out, we finally had a rough outline for the village. I quickly got to work on the docks. I created a small dock area where villagers could fish, unload supplies, or travel to other settlements. I wanted the docks to feel practical rather than overly decorative, so I used a simple combination of wooden platforms, support beams, and fences. The waterfront creates a second entrance into the village and gives the town another reason to exist in this location. Terraforming might not be the most noticeable part of this build, but it makes an enormous difference in the final result. I didn't want the desert to feel completely barren, so I added in some small streams, which will later surround with landscaping. Once the terrain was in place, I built several bridges to connect the different sections. Before building the houses, I marked out the footprint of every major structure. This allowed me to check the spacing, sight lines, and overall scale before committing to any designs. For the houses, I wanted to create a recognizable desert style without simply copying the natural generated village buildings. The main palette uses sandstone, smooth sandstone, terracotta, wood, and a few darker blocks for contrast. I started each house with a simple shape and then added smaller extensions, overhangs, and colors to each one. Some houses are narrow and tall, while others are wider with small courtyards or outdoor workspaces. Repeating the same block palette keeps the village consistent, but changing the shapes prevents the buildings from feeling copied and pasted. We'll go back in later and add in some additional details and interiors to each one of these builds. I wanted to create a large warehouse building closer to the docks, and I wanted to include a tower on this so that they can overlook the ocean area and see any incoming ships. I also decided to put a dome on the top here just to create a recognizable style. I was really happy with how it turned out, so I decided to create another tower elsewhere in my village. Because this village is located in the middle of an open desert, I decided to surround it with protective walls. The wall follows the natural shape of the village instead of forming a perfect square. This makes it feel like it was built around the settlement as the town expanded. I also added stairs and walkways along portions of the wall so guards can realistically patrol the perimeter. From a distance, the walls help frame the village and make the entire transformation feel much larger. Every desert settlement needs a landmark, so I decided to build a pyramid above the village. I positioned it towards the back of the build so it would remain visible without completely blocking the smaller houses. The pyramid also creates a strong focal point when you enter through the main village street. The pyramid immediately changed the entire skyline, but the village still looked far too dry and empty. So I decided to add in some palm trees and other landscaping. Landscaping in a desert can be difficult because you don't want to cover everything in grass and trees. Instead, I focused on plants and details that would make much more sense in this environment. The waterfront received slightly more vegetation, while the areas near the village walls remained drier and more exposed. This is where the village really started to feel alive. I went back through the village and adjusted any areas that felt too empty or repetitive. A few extra windows, roof details, plants, and color changes can completely transform a simple building. I filled the empty spaces with barrels, pots, and other landscaping details to really make it feel alive. Near the houses, I created tiny storytelling details that suggest what the villagers might be doing. I then moved inside and gave the buildings a simple but functional interior. For here, I'm showing off the flower shop and the interior for the bakery. Even though viewers might only see some of these interiors briefly, adding them makes the entire village feel much more complete. Lastly, we had to add in some small fishing boats to go around the docks. Now, it's time to reveal the final results. Remember to leave a comment down below of which building style you want me to try next. Also, if you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe.